Hey, diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. So you choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. What a scene of madness it is when men tell the truth. It seems like a big lie. Or when they are telling the big lie, suddenly it becomes the truth. The preferred way of Big Brother. Itchy, can you tell me what happened on the moon? I didn't think so. Remember, this is one small step for man, one giant leap for Big Brother.
Man on the moon, what a wonderful achievement when you think about it. I mean, who would ever believe that man, as dumb as he is, would have the guts and technology to land on the moon and then return back to the earth safely? I watched this whole stupid thing live on TV, man, in July 1969 and was blown away by the excitement of it all. After seeing the landing, I remember one of my friends saying to me, "Hey, Itchy, isn't it weird that there's no stars in the sky when you are on the moon?" I thought about that for a long time, and today, that question has turned into a theory that man has never landed on the moon because the whole thing was broadcast from a studio at a remote location on this stupid earth. That pisses me off. When I first heard about this, I thought it was crazy. Of course we landed on the moon, didn't we? Tonight on the Big Brother and Itchy Show, we will investigate many things. But this question is called the men on the moon. That's what I'm talking about.
Feet down at 19. 1201. 1201. Roger, 1201 alarm. Where go? Same tide. Where go? Altitude, velocity, light. 8.5 down. 220 feet. 15 forward. 11 forward, coming down nicely. 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down. 60 seconds. Lights on. Down 2.5. Forward. Forward. That's 40 feet down 2.5. Picking up some dust. 4 forward. 4 forward. Drift into the right a little. That's right. Contact light. Okay, engine stop. We copy you down, Eagle. Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
1969, man was supposed to land on the moon. Welcome to the Big Brother and Itchy Show. I'm Dr. Michael Lynch. We'll talk about the Americans being the first men on the moon and what the ramifications were through the Cold War world. But first, let us imagine, if you will, we'll enter another dimension called the Big Brother and Itchy Show, where we can talk about items that don't really apply to what we think is authentic history, but we can put in nuances of what really happened on that day that Americans stepped on the moon.
Michael, you know this is a variety show. Coming up next is Amy Amore. She's been on my show before. She's fantastic to watch. A very, very good belly dancer. Amy Amore. You watch this? Are you stupid, man?
But because this is not natural reality, we're in the Big Brother and Itchy zone, as you may say. We can bring to light other factors that not are present or may not be present in actual history provided by NASA and the National Security Agency. It appears that since Apollo 8, the massive orbits of the moon, that the backside of the moon was filmed by Apollo 8 and analyzed, showing that there were mining operations on their way in ancient domed cities. The lunar surface has been mined and occupied for a very long time, dating back almost 9,000 years. Almost 8,000 people at one time occupied the moon. But all this was covered up. In other missions, such as Apollo 11, 16, and 17, they examined these domes and these mining operations far more closely. But then they were edited as the information came back to the general public. In Area 51, because it was the height of the Cold War, in Area 51 they poured thousands of tons of plaster. And they put a lunar module there. They called it astronaut training. But actually, we didn't know exactly which photographs came back from Area 51 and were on the cover of Life magazine and Look magazine, as well as what came back from the moon. In many cases, they found not only domed cities on the moon, and on mining operations, they found pyramids and sections of the moon which were virtually hollow. If you look at the areas that the Apollo missions landed, they were not designed for studying rocks. They were designed for studying artifacts that we knew something about here on Earth. Russian satellites had actually mapped some parts of the moon that actually had these domes. If you look at the Apollo landing strips, 16 to 17, they landed as close as they could to these areas to examine them further. Each Apollo mission brought back over 200 pounds, or could bring back over 200 pounds of debris found on the lunar surface. But some of this debris was not just rocks. It was actually crystal, steel, and elements that came from these mining operations. This may be more of a truer history because of national security in the Cold War. We did land on the moon, but our information about it to the general public has been kept secret for 40 years. The astronauts themselves have been sworn to secrecy on the return of each mission. So they could not divulge this to the public, not unless they were asked directly. And even if they were asked directly, they would have no knowledge of what they saw. But yet, the still photos and the film all show UFOs on the moon. Thank you very much. This has been Dr. Michael Lynch, and this is the Big Brother and Itchy Show.
You know, you'll come here to see things, and I like to show you things. The band tonight called 3JC is coming up next. This is a variety show, man. We don't talk just about the moon and the sun and the stars and all that stuff. This is a variety show. The band coming up next is called 3JC. They played at an amphitheater or someplace outside. I don't know where it was, but they're coming up next. A fantastic St. Louis band. Listen to this, man. Are you stupid or something?
Hello, St. Louis! How are you? We are 3JC! I'd like to thank MTV2 and Project Revolution and Charter for bringing us out here and giving you a flavor of St. Louis. Let's give it up for Panic Attack and New Translation! Oh, you guys are all beautiful out there getting wet. Thank you!
You see, I was out in the desert for 30 days, 30 nights. And I got the damn Jaggies. Trying to get rid of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight on the Big Brother Nature Show, I have a man from St. Louis. He's been to Hollywood. He's been to Disney World. He's been on TV. He's been on The Ringer. It's called The Ringer. It's called, there's another show called The Saturday Night Live. He is the guy, he's the voice on the ambiguously gay thing. I don't get into the gay thing too much, but he's the voice on it. His name is Bill Cock, and he's come down to...
Actually, it's not Bill Cock. It's pronounced cot. The CH at the beginning of the word, C-H-O-T-T, it makes a K sound like Christ or chronic, whatever you're addicted to.
Okay, it's fine. He's a freaking teacher. Tonight I want to talk to Bill Cock about what do you do, Bill? You got a thing in St. Louis called the stage match. I saw you. I videotaped some stuff. We're going to show some stuff in a second about that. Tell me about the stage match you did in St. Louis, man.
My improv company, the Improv Trick, puts on a head-to-head competition.
Now, improv company, you got a company where you teach people how to do the improv.
Yeah, we teach people. Some people want to perform. Some people want to do it because they want to be a better lawyer or a doctor. But
that's a good man.
Yeah.
I want to be a better killer. I want to be a better actor. Tell me
kill.
more.
I guarantee you'll kill.
I will kill. Go on. Tell me more about this.
So the stage match, we have competitive improv going on. So it's like teams of 2 players coming up there and doing improv. That means they make it up right there in the moment. And it's kind of like as if Wrestling at the Chase bust out.
It reminded me of Wrestling at a Chase because you got a bunch of sweaty guys up there yelling and screaming at each other. It's a very, very fun thing to watch. What is it? Where were we at, Ben, when we saw this? It was
the stable.
At the stable. It's a fine place. I like the stable. You showed many comedians coming up there. They were very, very good. And I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
Why did you not invite Itchy on the stage?
Well, we were worried about union regulations.
Union regulations.
And also, I understand.
I control the union. You know that, right?
I know that also. And
Okay.
I was
Don't touch
also
me.
concerned. Also concerned that we want to make sure that all the matches aren't rigged and are above board.
Okay.
No.
The match. Well, it's possible that I might put a bet here or a bet there. I might have to change things. I want to thank you for watching us. This is Bill Cock on my show. He's fantastic. It's coming up next. This is a video of some stuff he's done. It's very, very good.
It's cot.
It's what?
Cot.
Sure it is.
We're coming back in the second half, so please welcome the players of the stage match! I wouldn't complain about that in public. DJ, Funky Land! Give me the style of music, hair metal. Hair metal. Hair metal. And then something you would never expect a hair metal song to be about. Flowers. Flowers. Daryl, are you ready? Audience, are you ready? Yes!
And you don't believe aliens live among us? Look at those guys. Are you kidding me? In 1969, the moon landing was a wonderful achievement, especially for the technology that was available at that time, man. Those men went to the moon in spaceships made out of tinfoil and computers that had about as much processing power as a handheld calculator today. Are you kidding me, man? What kind of drugs were those guys taking? I mean, I wouldn't dream of going to space today in that piece of crap space shuttle. That loses its heat shield every time the damn thing takes off. I must admit, it takes men with gigantic nuggets to climb into that chemical-filled nuclear bomb and fly it into space. I do respect them for doing what they do, but let's face it, they are not as nearly as smart as Itchy is. But let's forget all that. Tonight, we have talked about the other things that you would never see on regular TV. Dr. Michael Lynch told you that when the astronauts first landed on the moon, they were greeted by aliens that had already set up shop. The aliens had domes that were built on top of the moon's craters and on the dark side of the moon. They told our guys to go back home and please do not come back again, but to be honest with you, I don't think they might have said please. Now, I would normally say that this is probably the craziest thing Itchy has ever seen in his life. I have heard you might, you might agree with me, except for one thing. The last time we went to the moon was in the early 1970s, and we have not been back since, and either has anyone else. You must think about these things, man. Itchy does all the time. I'm sure our current technology is way beyond the 1970s, but as you know, we keep launching that stupid space shuttle, and it orbits the Earth a couple of times, and then the tiles come off, and everybody gets killed. What kind of crap is that? It's a stupid kind of thing to fly. Oh yeah, we just recently put some kind of satellite into orbit around the moon to see if there's water. Are you kidding me? I say they ought to just check in to see if the scary aliens have abandoned the moon, and they have gone home to let us play with it by ourselves. Tonight, as always, I want to thank you for watching the Big Brother and Itchy Show. And if you stick with us, next time we will tell you more strange tales of oddities and things like that.